What's up guys, how you all doing? Hey, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be checking out the DFRobot Curie Nano. It uses the Intel Curie processor, which has also some accelerometers, has a magnometer, and it also has Bluetooth and a lot of cool features. We're going to be checking this out, brought to you by our friends at DFRobot. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, stay tuned because it's coming up right here, right now on MI Sperry. Okay guys, so like the intro said, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be checking out the DFRobot Curie Nano, which uses the Curie Intel processor. It comes equipped, like I said, with a lot of different things, some accelerometers. It comes with a magnometer, so you can do basically compass stuff, as well as it comes with Bluetooth. Now today we're going to be focusing directly on the accelerometers that are on this. It is fully Arduino compatible, so you can use it with your Arduino. And again, I'll just take a moment to thank our friends at DFRobot. They are sponsoring this video. This was given to me by them, so thanks a lot for them. What we're going to be doing today though is we're going to be creating something kind of cool. I have seen those cool force bracelets or whatever, where you can wave your hands and it makes different things happen. Have you ever seen that, the Star Wars ones? In any case, I figured we'd kind of do a little mini one of our own with this Curie Nano, since it has accelerometers and whatnot built in, has lots of GPIO, it even has a spot for a LiPo battery. That's why I've gone ahead and soldered this little connector on, is that we can use a LiPo battery with it. So it's very, very slick little device. I highly recommend checking this out. The link will be down in the description. Now, for us to do this, I want to mount this to a glove, essentially, where you can be like, and get the accelerometers to give us some data and be able to act like, if we, by gestures basically, we can turn lights on and off. To do this, since it is not Wi-Fi capable, we are going to be, I desoldered the connector on an ESP8266. We will be adding that along with it, so we'll be wiring this up together so that way it has some Wi-Fi capability. We will be using MQTT and the Home Assistant. If you want to see how all that is configured and whatnot, check out other videos based on Home Assistant and whatnot, but that's how we are going to be doing it today. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, I need to wire this thing up. I need to take the digital I/O pin 0, wire it to digital I/O pin 2 of the Curie Nano, as well as power and ground. And the cool thing about it is you need to make sure that the Curie Nano, you hook it to a 3-volt LiPo battery, because again, the ESP8266 cannot take more than 3.3 volts, otherwise you will blow the chip. So let's go ahead and get that wired up. We'll be right back. Okay guys, so now that we have it soldered up, I've kind of done the wires in such a way where we can slide the battery in on it. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to attempt to see if I can't maybe get some servo tape or some kind of tape, get it stuck down. So I've got some right here. I'm going to try to grab a pair of scissors here real fast, and we'll see if we can get these little modules kind of stuck down. So I'm going to get a little bit of some servo tape here. There we are. The stuff is extremely sticky, so we'll see if we can't stick that on. Okay, so I kind of slid it under each board, so now it seems to be pretty secure. I can probably take these little wires, maybe wrap them around, and then I'll be able to power up the module with those little lead wires that I got hanging off of there. I'll also see, I think I got these from Amazon. If I did, I'll put a link down in the description where you can get these little connectors. These things are very slick. I got a whole ton of them to be able to hook stuff up with. So in any case, there we go for our module. Now we're going to see if we can't attach it to the glove. Okay, so the problem that we have is attaching it to a hand or to a glove or something like that. So I've got tons of these. So I've got all kinds of these little things. So I think what we're going to try to do is figure out which one can go around my hand. Let's see, I don't know. That one's fairly long. That one's just really long. Let's see if one of these is the idea here. Is that this will go around. We may have to 3D print some sort of little module and put it on like this. You'll basically put it through this little loop and then singe it down, see? So let's get to the 3D printer.
All right, guys, so I have gone ahead and whipped us up quickly a quick little model here. What it's going to be is you're basically going to be able to just put the stuff inside of it right there. We're going to have 2 places for the straps to go through it, and basically it's just going to sit right on your wrist, so it'll be like... Okay guys, so now we need to start putting some code on this thing. So first thing we're going to do is there's actually 2 pieces of firmware that's going to be going on. One for the Nano Curie, or the Curie Nano, and the next one is going to be for the ESP8266. So we're going to look at the Curie first. So first things first, you're going to have to get this library right here, and in order to do that, you'll have to download it from their website, or at least their GitHub site, which is right here. I'll have the link down in the description. You just download this entire repository, get the zip. You'll throw that in your Arduino Nano folder, so if you want, I can show you where that is at. So you go where your programs are, you go into the Arduino folder, and then into the libraries folder, and you will extract it into here, and it will give you basically that that folder that's in there, and that will have everything you need to do your Curie. Once you get that, you can upload this code, so just get it off of my code link down below. I'll have my GitHub repository link down below. And basically what it does is it checks the accelerometers, figures out what orientation it's in, and then basically sets a pin high or low, because the Nano Curie does not have Wi-Fi. It has Bluetooth, but it does not have Wi-Fi. So I'm just toggling a pin. Whenever I see that there's a rotation, it toggles a pin high, and then when you rotate your hand back, it toggles it back low. So then you will go to the ESP8266, check my other videos for how to set up the ESP8266. Also, check out the Tindy store for different helper pieces and parts that you'll need to help program this thing. You can do it by hand, but I have got a couple of boards that are out there that you can purchase for fairly inexpensive that you can plug it into, and it helps you with that. So there's my plug. Anyway, so what we're going to be doing is this guy is going to connect up. You'll enter your SSID, your password for your router. You'll enter your MQTT server, so mine's a Raspberry Pi. You'll enter your username for the MQTT server, the password, and then you'll put your topic name. Now I made mine HA4cents. Now you can make it whatever you want, but I chose this just what I wanted to do. Just make sure that this and your .yaml file in your configuration for your Home Assistant matches. So that basically just goes through here and sets up the Wi-Fi, sets up all the MQTT stuff, and down here it basically watches that indication pin and checks to see if it is a 1 or what it is, and then it comes in here and either turns it on or it will turn it off, basically, in Home Assistant. So then we'll go to the Home Assistant YAML file and we'll check that out next. Okay, so now inside the Home Assistant YAML file, what we're going to do is we're going to set up an automation, but first we have to set up the sensor. So here's all my stuff that I've done. I've even commented out a few things. We're going to set up our sensor. So this one, I'm calling it Sensor 2 because I already had a sensor for the temperature probe. If you missed that video, go check it out. It's a good video. But basically, we've got, we're going to set up the platform as MQTT. There's our topic, so HA4cents. That's, you just make sure that matches what's in your code for your topic. And then I named it Force Sensor, and then I've got 2 payloads, either on or off, and then you match that in your code. You can name it whatever you want. I chose on and off. All right, so then on down, we need to create an automation because based on that MQTT payload, we want to be able to turn our TP-Link switch on and off. And in fact, I think I can show you that up here. I created a switch, and the platform is TP-Link, and then I called it Upstairs Living Room Lamp, and gave it the IP address that is that actual device. If you want to see how that works, you can check out the videos on the TP-Link stuff on my channel as well, on how to set that all up and make it work. So first thing we need to do is set up, I put an alias as this is the Force Light On. So the trigger is going to be the MQTT with the topic of Force Sense, and it's going to be the on. So this is when it turns on. If it gets the payload of on, then it's going to perform this action. This action is going to be, it's going to do the Home Assistant.TurnOn service, and it's going to use for entity ID, I'm going to use the switch.upstairs living room lamp. So as you can see, that is switch dot and then the name that I gave, let's see, on up here, that I gave it, Upstairs Living Room Lamp. Now, if you want to have spaces, that's totally fine. You just got to make sure when you're calling it down below, you replace those spaces with underscores. See how I've done that here? So you replace that with underscores. And that's basically it. You do the exact same thing for off, except change everything to off. Home Assistant turn off, and then the living room lamp. That's basically it. You restart your Home Assistant and let that get going. So now let's get back to checking out the hardware and see how this thing works.
Okay guys, welcome back. All right, I've gone ahead and 3D printed out that little device that we made. So hopefully this will fit inside. Looks like it will. Looks like it fits quite well, actually. Look at that. All right, fits perfectly. And then of course, it's not over until we strap it down. So let's take this guy, and what we'll do is we'll run him through these side pieces here. At least that's the idea of how we're gonna do it. And then we'll run this through this other side. Ooh, I've got a good feeling about this. I do, I have a really good feeling about this. I think this is gonna be awesome. A little bit more, maybe about like that. Let's see what we can do. All right, so we're gonna take this, well, just through here, like so. And then we should be able to put it on. Oh, yes. Oh, we'll have to plug it in and give it a shot. I think that's gonna work fantastically.